mean to me.
Well,
It's okay.
it's all coming back.
I only just hit it now. Yeah, you got to get some active ventilation. Yeah, don't you know?
Are you kidding me? I'm in a basement studio.
It's called a hose and a
Bathroom fan.
vacuum, sir. Yeah. Don't do that. You'll burn that poor bastard vacuum out.
Why
Is
is that being
something
bastard,
happening?
Joe?
we know what's
Something,
Sup, Infinite?
something has been happening.
What? Something.
There's been happenings.
You could call them happenings. Hip hop anonym. I don't know.
Something in.
I lost steam halfway through that one.
That's okay.
Infinite.
You can always
What up?
You can always reinstall Steam.
Well, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Oh, it says we're live.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are
Just
in
walking
fact-
around doing stuff, getting ready. Oh, look at that. I should probably tell people that if you're watching this ahead of the live stream, jump ahead roughly about 15 minutes to catch the review of a handful of fixed blades made by APOC.
Pew, pew, pew.
I don't know why this is the APOC hand gesture, but apparently
I don't
me and
think
Joe
it
both went
is,
for it.
But Infinite Wiki, thanks for joining us. What are you carrying?
Yeah. What are you carrying?
What's it got in its nasty little pockets?
Yeah, that's too much. It's too much, Joe. It's,
Well, I mean, both of these guys are absolute dorks, so they should recognize that reference.
On
on a related note,
right.
on a related note, Ben, thanks for joining us. Yeah, good times, good times.
Well, Mr. John Witwicky is wee-wooing his new police.
Wee
Good
woo.
times.
Wee-woo, wee-woo. It's the sound of the police, etc.
Infinite's carrying the knowledge that he gained weight after a haircut. It's
Where did you go to lunch before and or after the haircut?
My condolences, sir.
is there snacking involved while their haircut is happening? It's
The combination buffet and haircut sounds just raught with
You're gonna be
difficulties.
picking tiny hairs out of your mouth for years. Yeah.
so yeah, no good. Who wants to go first? I'm changing the topic.
Well,
Oh.
kind of on the topic of Mr. Witwicky calling out the sound of the police. I traded back.
Go on.
I traded back for a thing. I missed it, and I wanted it back. So we came to an agreement. Oh, man, I've been doing that a lot lately. Ended up with my ZT back. Little 450 CF. Heavily used, heavily abused. Well, not super heavily abused, but pretty heavily used.
I see.
It's a fun little guy. It's great.
You missed it.
I did miss it.
They are a great knife.
Yeah, you should carry yours.
Yeah, I should carry it more frequently.
So
even once would be good.
I did carry it for a while when I first got it. I carried it a lot.
Yeah, I know. I'm just being shitty because even after getting this back, and even after carrying, I don't have it here, but the titanium frame lock version of the crossbones, it's I still want the all.
707. That okay, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
the 707, but I still kind of want the all tie version of this guy. It just there's this particular feel it has. It's it's nice.
I will carry it more frequently just to tease you about it.
Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I mean, only on the weekends. So.
Well, I mean, I've been known to spite carry a knife or two.
Yep.
Dennis knows. I bought a knife half out of spite. It's a shark.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, only half. Your motivation was slightly more driven
Oh,
by
for
spite.
sure. I wouldn't have been the only motivation. I'm not that much of an asshole, usually. But
Only partially.
it,
Yeah.
it did sweeten the overall purchase.
It's
Go
So
on, Joe.
striking to me how similar but inverted the Skaha and the 450 are. Kind of thick behind the edge, very slim in the pocket, very flat scales, round, robust handle, very filling but thin blade stock, full flat grind, much better slicer. It's
All the above.
So you're just going to carry both of them all the time? That's what you're
no,
saying?
no, but it means now that I'll actually consider which is more appropriate for whatever I think I'm going to be doing that day. Because they're the same blade steel. It's still S35 regardless.
Oh yeah, right.
I think they're too similar. They should sue each other.
Oh.
These two knives, huh?
Can you
I
imagine
don't see any difference, man. I see no difference.
Corporate
Can you
wants you to find the
imagine the-
differences. Yeah.
the precedent that would set, though? If
Oh,
they were able to sue each other over design,
I would hate that.
everything else would be on the table. Like Provokes could sue, Grimsmo. Like,
Oh God.
Well, like the Provoke itself, or like
Yes, it has gained
a,
sentience.
a
Caswell.
sentient Provoke will get you.
So
It's-
Buck,
the EDC one, though, that's what you get for making it.
Look,
Buck
everyone's
sues.
got their own idea of what the apocalypse is. Mine is sentient Provokes.
That is a
Don't
pretty
shame me.
that is pretty creepy.
Yeah, it's a lockback.
Sue
with,
yeah, exactly. Sue him.
mild-bellied point knife.
Yeah.
Sue each other. Yeah. So,
Go get them.
and on that note of it's exactly the same knife, and also on the note that we've slightly strayed away from our national pride carries here over the last couple weeks, I actually also jumped on that train. And regardless of where our own loyalties may or may not lie, Thin Behind the Edge S90 is still great stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was carrying my bug out pretty much all weekend. So
Nice.
Yes, it is.
It's a good option.
Nice. Appreciate the setup is pretty good on that one.
Oh yeah.
Get that slip in. Very cool.
Yeah. Is this for? You said this weekend.
yeah, Frank
We
and
got
Bug
we
Out.
got snow.
We did.
Bullshit.
We
It's
did.
gross.
And now it's melting. So I have
Oh,
both the
dude.
snow and the melting all in one picture.
I can't see snow anywhere outside my window.
No, I live in a concrete jungle.
Gone.
All that snow's gone.
24 hours ago, it was a whiteout. It
Mhm.
looked
Oh,
like
yeah.
we were living in a snow
Dude.
globe.
I came home looking like a very snowed. Oh, we were just talking about the actor. Goddamn. From The Thing.
Mm.
Kurt Russell walking in just completely covered it like that. That's how I got home the other day. And now it's like, I don't know, plus 15.
It's
You,
fine.
you ever get snow in your eyes while you're wearing sunglasses?
Yeah.
It was snowing
that
like that.
That was yesterday.
Yeah. Samesies.
It was brutal, but I was walking north on the way home, just constant. Single direction, just coming in sideways. It was fantastic. As soon as I turned, it was
Yeah.
fine, but going north
Yeah.
actually sucked.
I
Yeah,
luckily was going south for most of it, but I turned west, and west was no better than north.
I was going to say,
I,
not much better, huh?
No.
Chose not to go out in that weather. That's the right answer. It's,
I had this stupid thing called work.
Yeah, there's that.
Otherwise,
Well-
I would have not have left my couch.
I mean, someone's got to do it, right? So-
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Ben seems viscerally upset by the idea of a haircut and lunch together, and he should.
You never
'Cause
go in
that's
for a
disgusting.
haircut with a mouthful of jelly beans.
And
It's
unless you've got like a
the
cheese
answer
dome,
for the man on the go, right?
unless you've got a cheese dome to put over your meal in between each bite,
Even then, I wouldn't.
I just wanted to say cheese dome. If I'm being honest,
That's fair. It's a good sentence.
It's a
Anything-
good segue into your carry.
Yes.
it is a good sentence, and it's also just a great insult.
Speaking of
um,
cheese domes, what are you carrying today, cheese dome?
Well, this cheese dome is still on that patriotic shit.
Oh yeah.
So I'm carrying a Grimsbow because a friend of mine recently got a Grimsmo, and it made me want to carry mine.
That is an approximation of a correct answer. Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hey, look, made me want to carry mine more, like right now. Not that I don't always want to carry it, but I put it down so that I don't. I don't know. It's silly.
I get it.
Putting it down.
I put it down because there's other things that I also want to carry. Is probably the most accurate
Well,
response.
I will say, like, I've got friends in the States. There's people there I care about. And
Yeah.
the flip side to that is that there are effectively 2 knives I own that are made by Canadians, and this asshole's one of them. So
It should be your photo every week.
my options are limited, sir.
Self promotion, bud.
Well,
That's the thing. I've got this in a Skaha,
mm,
and
Yeah.
the Skaha is a great day-to-day knife. Like, it's a great EDC. So
to be honest, as far as like a one and done is concerned,
Yeah.
I'd be hard pressed to find something that I would prefer for what it could do. But
yes, what I can do with my knife is not always the full consideration of why I'm picking up a knife.
no,
But-
I bought a walker.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah, it certainly wasn't because it's the God's gift
Well,
to
I
slicing.
mean, you paid for it. That's for
Wow.
sure.
Oh.
That's one way to put
boy,
it.
did I, man! There's always these add-on costs, with CRKT. It just you never really stop paying for it.
It's really the emotional cost.
Yeah, there's that.
It's
knowing that you
psychological.
Brain rot.
Playing mind games with their audience.
There's that too.
Indeed. But this is a pretty great knife.
And before people ask or wonder if something's weird, no, that's just a filter Paul put on his the knife. The milling doesn't look like that. It looks like moving fabric. It reminds me of reticulated silver. And if they had found
Yeah.
a way to do that with a titanium alloy like post milling, yeah,
Bro.
very cool, very cool. But no, that's not what it looks like. It's a starburst kind of a pattern, which is honestly very cool just by itself.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I think
I don't know if your camera will pick it up, but you should show up by the pivot if you can. Yeah, you can kind of tell. It's really fine milling at that point, though. Like, it's pretty subtle.
Like, it's hard to feel in certain spots. It feels so smooth.
Mm-hmm.
But you can definitely see it, especially in the light here.
Groundhog, thanks for joining us. What are you carrying this eves?
They make a great knife,
So-
and I'm not jealous at all of the fact that they make them in Magna Cut now. That's fine.
Don't worry
That's
about
fine. I don't need that.
it.
You don't.
You got the itch, do you?
I don't,
Oh.
but I
Just
don't.
stop.
No.
Oh, stop.
I don't. I'm not gonna. I'd buy a Holt before I buy
You're still going.
another Grimsmo. I'm talking myself out of it. Let me talk myself down off this ledge.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come into work with a Grimsmo in each pocket. I wonder if they make a lefty.
Yes, they do.
I was gonna say, should they?
I believe there is.
Who are
some
you,
lefty-
Ben?
I believe they make some lefty Grimsmo options. Yes.
Oh.
Do they make it like compatible with a lefty clip, or do they make a
No.
lefty
Well,
frame
yeah.
look, like completely
Yeah.
mirrored image sort of deal?
Yeah, like a Sabenza. What
Cool.
you get is what you get.
Okay, I don't hate that.
I believe they're a rarity, but I believe they're out there.
I don't think it's a
I-
constantly produced thing for them, but I think they do take them on order if that's what it is.
Possibly.
I love that. I like the idea of coming in with a left-handed Grimsmo and just being like,
Terrible.
"Hey, Dennis, check out my new knife."
Yeah, I'd be like, wow, why'd you get an ugly one? You already own one of those. Why'd you get it so ugly?
Because of the way it is.
Yeah.
Can you get a regrind on that? But the Magna Cut one. It's
Oh yeah, I'll make it into a drop point. It's fine.
Tanto, proper Tanto on the front edge, but a recurve Tanto, so it matches the recurve of the main belly.
So it like kind of comes in and then
Yeah. Comes out. Yeah, it's a
Gross.
bad.
You want it to recurve in?
Well,
on
yeah. Why
both?
wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want that?
I can think of a few reasons.
This is my reason.
I mean, because of the way it is.
Because
yeah.
of the way it is. I
Yeah.
don't need one giant VEF serration where my Tonto should be.
Speaking of giant things, knives, you say? Reset
on.
that timer, Paul. Go ahead.
Yeah. I forgot to start it.
Well, okay.
Start now.
Whatever the runtime of the video is, you get
Yeah, it was like 15 minutes. It's fine.
something like
Oh.
that. Yeah.
Good news is we're 7:30 on the nose, so at least we made it the 15 minutes.
It's
Yeah.
pow.
Yeah. So hey, APOC.
So normally we do folders.
POC.
You know.
Not today.
Nope.
Well, I mean, for this size comparison, here's a folder. Here's your
Not
Demko.
today. Not
So-
tomorrow.
Who wants to all petition DBK to get one of these Kniffs and beat
Well,
up
they'll
on
get there. They'll get there. I think they did the Puko already.
Did they?
Maybe. Maybe
That-
I'm lying.
No, I think I may have seen a thumbnail for that.
You'll have to show me, because I don't know.
I don't watch their channel very often.
There's a lot of pooping involved.
That's not
They're
why.
pooping videos?
Well, there's always some pooping mixed throughout.
Oh, on your end or theirs?
The poop and the fart jokes run amok, for sure.
Maybe I was misremembering. I know they have. Wow, I'm glad I'm not looking at
They're not.
my computer. That is a
German.
fantastic advertisement for an anime game from the looks of things. No, the TRC Apocalypse is what keeps coming up. It looks like they've done like 3 videos on it.
Brian Mooney, what is up? It has been a minute. What you carrying?
So yeah,
Did we get a woo? Woo? Cheers, son.
We got a woo.
All right. to
I
make sure.
accidentally skipped the woo.
Said Brian Mooney, and I was trying to find DBK videos. I missed my woo opportunity there for a second. Yeah.
I forgot to woo. That's my fault.
That's all right.
That was a whoops on my part.
you forgot.
Oh,
to woo.
Unfollow.
Paul, did you forget to woo?
Ah. You know what?
Well,
I'm gonna unfollow Joe.
You
We're just gonna
asked
unfollow
for
each
it.
other tonight.
since we're reviewing a whole bunch of fixed blades, we can talk about their Wu Tang.
Yeah, we can. We should.
It ain't nothing to fuck with.
No. Well, some of them maybe you could fuck with a little bit.
Okay, well, that's 2 minutes and 35 seconds. We'll start again.
Almost
Good
made it
stuff.
15 minutes last time, at least. I mean,
So these are all pretty different from each other, except for the 2 Pukos. Do we want to start maybe there?
Sure.
we can talk Puko. That's
Yeah.
not a Puko because there's a V grind on it and they're lazy.
Well, weren't there
Yeah.
Pukos with oh man, I did it again. Weren't there Pukos with the secondary bubbles?
Historically?
Yeah.
Sounds
I
made
don't
up.
know. You call yourself a Laplander, I tell you.
Wow.
I mean, I don't, so I don't have to know. But you call yourself a Laplander, you should know, Joe.
do I? Do I
D-
call myself that?
I mean, you got to run with it now. I got to.
Joe, why you landing on so many laps, bro?
Don't worry about it.
You know what?
Is that your stripper name?
Laplander. You know, if I was a bigger fan of Nightwish, I'd say sure, but no.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
I guess that's a reset too. That's
There's
minute 7.
Swedes that are embarrassed by your conversation right now, I'm sure.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
well-
It's not my conversation, so I don't have to be embarrassed, but
They should be embarrassed.
y'all
just
should be.
in general.
They're responsible for Top Hat, so don't worry about it.
Are
Well,
they?
Have you ever heard Swedish chef talk? Come on now.
No, not Top Hat.
Morgan
The
Morgan.
article of clothing. One of the guys from Nightwish. I was just doubling down on a reference that probably only Mark is going to get.
Oh,
but that's okay.
I would. It's way cooler to think about the article of clothing being invented by the Swedes because that makes no sense whatsoever. But I like it. I'm going with it from now on. That's misinformation I'll spread.
Look,
Oh
if
my
we continue
God.
down this path, I'm gonna start
Fuck.
giving out chef hat lore.
Oh,
Do you know that each pleat in a chef hat is a different A dish that
No,
they know how to cook?
No, I was gonna say it's one for every man they've killed.
Why the beginners come out with that very smooth hat.
Yeah.
Kind of like a rookie in this game. Anyway,
Bandana.
so Pukos. I don't know if they've always been scandied. They should be. This one
Yeah.
should be.
So, like, what Dennis is talking about is on these little modern interpretations of Pukos, they've got a V bevel, very similar to how you have that sharpened edge on my ZT here. Whereas on my Condor, my handy dandy survival Puko,
Well, look at you have a scandy grind that I'm trying to reach for and
Yeah.
having a bitch of a time getting off my wall.
this one's
It's fine.
been a little bit over polished on the edge, but it should just be the single grind all the way down like this. So what does this do? This is going to be better for things like wood carving. You're going to have a better bite into the wood. You're going to be able to separate it a little bit more. You have slightly less robust of an edge, theoretically. But if you're goofing around in the woods, less of a problem. I've never run into problems being an absolute novice with this type of knife.
It's unsafe, Joe, to be goofing around in the woods.
Well, you know, I'm goofing
All I
around.
do is goof around in the woods.
Touche.
Goof responsibly, so, you know.
I will not.
Yeah, certain consumables may or may not be involved. Huh?
I mean, I'm goofing on a scale, so I know I'm safe compared to the rest of the goofing going on.
I understand.
Yeah.
So
I'm still alive. I think we're
I've
good.
got my graduation hat on goofing. It's fine.
Yeah. You've certainly pushed the limits on what kind of goofs you can do.
We won't go there.
hey guys, this photo has some silver hardware on. I don't know why my dog continues to freak out on this one. But just this
I
one
like
photo.
the silver.
The other ones are all
Yours
black.
has black hardware? Hey, that one has black hardware. Hey,
Yeah.
look, that's a ferro rod with a diamond striker, aka sharpening plate.
Yeah.
So
we'll get there.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, we certainly will. We certainly will.
I'm gonna talk
do we
about
want,
it.
Do we want to get into some stats?
I think so.
Okay, I'm going to start with the smaller one. Smaller one, just quick rundown. Overall is 6 7/8, 3-inch blade, 3-ounce blade of the D2s. Rockweld 58-60. You have to deep dive to find that one on Hanway's website, but you can't find it. G10 slabs, Kydex sheath. I think that's
Yes.
it.
It only weighs 3 ounces.
3 ounce.
That's good. That's really good.
So on the flip side of that, large one, 9 1/4 overall, 4 1/4 inch blades, 6 ounces of the finest of the D2s with G10 slabs. Kydex,
Yeah.
Ferro, Diamond. Bam. Done. There's
I'm not gonna neck carry that though, you know?
what? 6 ounce? You'll carry a 6-ounce knife on your neck. Who the F are you joking?
I'm not saying that I won't. I'm just saying I'm gonna neck carry the smaller one.
Mm.
I don't need that big
You'll
one.
do the bigger one.
I'm not gonna buy it. You're crazy.
Just wait until you neck knife the smash it.
I mean, I have a Trailmaster that I've neck carried.
Well, kind of choker carried. But
No, it's got that leg thing that I just strapped around the old neck bone.
The neck bone's connected to the neck bone. The neck bone's connected. Yeah.
Jay Corsican, also Examinator, thanks for joining us as well. So, how do we feel about all the things with the stuff and the things?
Well, I got a question for you.
Sure.
If you were buying one of the Pukos, would you APEC like apple seed the edge, or would you try and Scandi that bastard?
Well, it's D2 and it's not crazy hard. I'd probably just regrind it to a proper Scandi. I wouldn't
That's,
apple seed. I'd
yeah.
probably just.
I
do
like
it.
the idea of a neck knife in a Scandi edge, because I don't have much in the way of Scandis. I have a couple Moras.
Well, if you're asking what I would do for you,
yeah.
Throw in the woods.
yeah.
So, man, okay, I have what is it called? The mini bush lore from Condor. That's a Scandi grind. I use that as a shop knife. I did take it camping a few times. It was handy. It was nice. there wasn't much that I was doing with it that I wouldn't do with a slightly larger knife and feel a little bit more capable. I think the smaller of the two APOC Pukos fits that bill. I don't know. I don't know if I would bother regrinding it. I don't know if I would. I would probably just let it go dull, and then when it was time to sharpen, then sharpen it to a Scandi. But I wouldn't do it right off the hop. I'd probably just keep it V grounded, just let it ride.
I wonder if you could rebevel it with its own sharpener.
Probably because it is diamond, but holy shit, that would take a long time.
Uh-huh.
It's D2. It's not the fastest
Uh-huh.
steel to sharpen.
Yeah.
The other thing is D2. Like, I'm not going to go pull up micrographs again for this, but just suffice to say, the carbides on it, I would be a little bit more worried about a complete Scandi edge on this thing versus a V-ground one. There's a lot less material in that cross-section. I think you're more prone to damage.
Okay.
Neiman. Is it John Neiman knives? DBK did some of their Lucos, American-made D2 at a 62 Rockwell, and their Lucos were Scandi ground, and I don't think they were too chunky thick,
Okay.
and seemed to hold up to the DBK boys pretty good.
So I was actually gonna ask about that chunky thick, because what did you say the stock thickness was on these guys?
I didn't, because they don't tell you. Hang on a sec.
That's a measurement I wish I would have
Yeah, it is.
grabbed.
Sorry. 3 mils thick for the larger one. Also 3 mils for the small. Both 3 mils thick.
Okay, because I thought it was perhaps a little bit smaller. But I seem to be misremembering because I have a shot of it here in hand. All four of them in hand, actually, next to each other, and yeah, that looks about 3 mil.
And they do even say decimal points, so they're not rounding on that, because I know on the other two knives that we're going to review tonight, they do have a decimal point on their stock thickness. So
okay, cool.
Sick.
So yeah, I mean, okay, at a lower Rockwell, maybe a full Scandi wouldn't be too bad as long as you weren't being overly ridiculous. Because when I think like
No.
more traditional style Pukos, I'm thinking of like pretty thick, stonky little blades that you bring down to wedges, right?
So what I'm picturing doing with it, quite honestly, is carving and making feather sticks. That's what I would use that knife for.
Oh,
you're going to dice some
you're
baby
fine.
onions.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're totally fine. Completely anecdotally, but even just for a point of comparison, I've done that kind of stuff with 20 CV in my own friction folders that are the same stock thickness and a shorter bevel, but they get pretty thin behind the edge, and I've done a lot of those kind of curling sort of cuts. If the 20 CV here at a 60, 61, 62 is not going to fail, I think the D2 at a 58 to 60 is going to be perfectly fine. I think you'll be fine with that.
Sweet.
Handle ergos. Ever got some in-hand choice?
Those were actually the main photos I got. Did I get the mini though? Is the question. Let me just double check here.
This guy.
No, it's hard to tell in the thumbnails which one's the larger, which one's the smaller. But yeah, there we go.
While he looks that up, I'm just gonna say, you make 4 fixed blades, the smallest of which you don't put a lanyard hole on, but the next size up you do.
That does seem a little bit stupid, except for the fact that you can really palm this knife very well, and I think a lanyard would just be kind of uncomfy. But yes, I think a lanyard would have made sense.
Specifically, modern style lanyard, where you cut out a little bit of a cutout and you put a T-pin through the handle.
You mean the things they've done on other APOC knives, like the Word Camper?
Well, even like the Puko, that's the next size up. They've got a cutaway out of the handle.
But like, just the style of like, I don't know if we're gonna see, but like that style of
pin. Yeah, no, for sure. Or yeah. Civivi likes to do it a lot as well. That kind of
just something that when I'm pulling the knife out of its sheath, I have a hold of. It's not gonna slip. It's not gonna tumble out of my fingers.
So if I decide I want to make some knife chucks, doesn't get in the way of.
Is that not my right, Dennis?
I will say though that I will say though that it doesn't
Um,
seat super deeply into the sheath. It is really just the first half of that finger choil that's covered. So it's not like you can't get a good purchase on it before pulling it.
For sure.
but I
I just
did
feel
actually
more comfortable.
find this one. You say like full palm or whatever, but I do find that this one is actually like borderline on being able to get a full hand on it for any sort of serious task type of, as far as a
Yeah.
heavy duty. It's definitely a light duty EDC
Yeah.
kind of in comparison to the larger version, right?
Yeah,
Which honestly is why I like the idea of putting a lanyard on it and it being a neck knife. Is because it's just approaching
Yeah.
that size.
The reason I kind of brought that up was actually because of the handle thickness. So if you look, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit here. It's the same handle thickness as the neck size up, and it's not overly thick, but it is substantial. There's a decent amount there. It's comfy to hold in a variety of different grips. But you're
Yeah,
right. You're right. The length is somewhat borderline. Like it's actually, I think it's a shorter handle than my rustic gent here, which is,
yeah.
barely there.
It's like 3 3/4 finger.
Yeah.
Makes me think that it would be easy for my pinky to slip off if I adjusted my grip in any sort of way,
Yeah.
right? Like it's just on that fence.
Just adjust your grip, bro.
Well,
I like to adjust my grips.
Get a grip.
I mean, sometimes 2, 3, 4 grips at a time. Like you never know, man. I get other people using their grips at the same time.
what do I do with the grip once I
People
once
be
I have
gripping.
it?
Yeah. So I'll get a grip. I'll get a grip chili in here. It's fine.
Nice.
While Get a Grip by Aerosmith plays in the background.
It's true. It's true. Actually, none of those things are true. Those are all just completely fabrication. But yeah, good times.
It's for the best.
Mainly the fabrication part, but also larger Puko, ergos wise, bam, like that weird little square extreme ratio cutout. I mean, I don't
Very
know if
comfy.
they stole it from Extreme Ratio, but I'm saying they should probably sue each other.
It's only one finger. It's not 2 fingers. So
And it's very comfy. Very comfy. I like it. I like this knife a lot.
Yeah.
It is so comfortable that I would have a hard time choosing the smaller one over the larger one because it's so comfortable in hand. And I find that mildly upsetting because I think I like the overall form factor of the smaller one more.
look, Joe, I don't need another knife that size.
And
Clearly, I need more neck knives.
Clearly.
actually, it's funny
Obviously.
because Jacob was about to mention, and I was going to say, and even with the $20 more increased price point, Polar Bear dollars $109 for the smaller one, $129 for the larger one. Now, D2 on fixed blades, it's just one of those things, even on the Chinese market type of thing with the sheaths and the G10 and the molding and the whatever. It seems like D2 on their fixed blades does ask a hint more of a premium than D2 on their fullers in this new budget world that we live in, right?
It's
Yeah,
more
that's weird.
more of it, I guess, your material cost. Because honestly, when you're dealing with margins in a Chinese run factory, your material cost is going to be a bigger portion of that, I think, versus, say, an American factory where you're paying wages, you're paying insurance, all these other things are going to be a lot higher. Transportation cost, all that stuff.
Now, I think some of it, to some degree, is sheath, both time and materials to make. So it's not just the knife itself anymore.
Yeah.
You're now working with, and that's the bell and whistles. The bell. You only get one bell, but there's
one bell, but multiple whistles.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to object, but no, that's...
So,
any woos? What about a woo? Do you get a woo?
The tech lock key, it's only if you're blowing it through the whistle.
Yeah.
I mean, both whistles at the same time, at least. That's how you get the wee woo and carry the police. Because that's the sound.
Wee and woo back and forth.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a train whistle, but for police.
Like a British ambulance siren.
So you've got this little Kydex loop that holds on to a little ferro rod that has its own little Kydex loop. and you can tie that off using this elastic to the loop holder. Yeah. Nice little self-contained system. Very cool.
Is great.
Do they have a picture of it somewhere in the sheath by any chance? Oh, they do.
Yes. I hovered there for a bit and then moved on.
No, it's all good.
Yeah.
The one with the clip as well. But the one thing, and the small one doesn't have it. That's funny. Can you go to the larger one by any chance?
Yeah. I'm on the large one, and now.
So the larger one, the little ferro tab, actually the tab that's on the ferro rod and ferro tab,
Yeah.
it's sits underneath where the mold is on the guard. So you can actually tuck that little ferro tab underneath the guard and actually wedge it in place even without the elastic band.
Right.
And it won't come out because where the molding at the kydex from the handle is.
I see. So it kind of
you
locks
actually
into
have to
position.
twist the ferro rod out and then slide it up, right?
Right.
I've played with the small one sheath at work, and I don't remember it not being able to lie flat. It wouldn't like go recessed.
It would go close, but it
looks
wouldn't
like
go super flat.
It looks like it lies flatter on the ones that we actually have in store than it's
Than
showing
what it sits
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's true as well, actually, that even on the small one.
It's not quite as flat as it could be in this picture. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
The ones that we got in store do lie more fleshlier.
More fleshlier.
Yeah.
That's with a U, not an E, Joe.
Obviously.
Obviously, yes, of course. How silly of me.
That's
So
with an O, Joe.
they
anyway.
so they show in a perhaps misguided communication here. They're showing the ferro rod being about to be struck off of the diamond plate that they've stuck into the side of the sheath, which I think even in the write-up they say is used for sharpening the knife.
No, they call it a ferro rod striker. They don't talk about it being sharpening at all.
So I wonder if the copywriter who came up with this write-up here didn't actually know what the function of that thing was when they took the photos.
Well, they might have taken photos, and the model might not have known how to use it properly, even But
yeah,
you could.
You guys
use
are
it
going to
for
find
both.
out that there's magnesium built into the side of this thing.
So your sheath catches fire?
I mean, that'd be very funny, but
you're scraping it all out as you're doing it.
So
am I just missing it? I'm not a fire, steel, and striker. Okay. Yeah, so they do call it a striker. Okay.
Now, we were talking about this in shop. If you look at like the edge of the sheath and where that plate protrudes out, there is a 90-degree corner on it.
Yeah.
And like I would even like point the diamonds backwards towards me and use the back edge of that corner
and scrape forwards
striker
to throw the sparks in. Yeah, that
you don't want the diamonds looking at you when you do that. You make them
exactly. They don't get to watch.
Firing squad style.
To be honest, I'm probably not going to be bothering to take this knife off my belt if I'm camping with it. It's a small knife. For me, I probably would just use the spine of the knife. Yeah, because those corners are pretty crisp. They're not like super duper sharp, but they're definitely crisp.
Although I will also say with the lock, the way that the clip works on your belt, it is easy enough to be able to pop off and use as such if you choose that you want to use that, right? So I give them credit for the thought design on a lot of aspects of this thing, especially the larger one with the lanyard. Yeah.
I was gonna. Yeah, no kidding. I was gonna grab my Fred Perrin for a demonstration of that little belt system, but that's in the other room, so that's just gonna have to be fine. You just push a lever and then it trapdoors upwards and it can pinch over your belt. Oh, hey,
not quite like that, but similar too.
I'm gonna crowdsource a solution to a problem that I have.
There's
with
a photo here that at least shows that. What's your problem?
Just as a neck knife, I'm concerned about the diamond plate abrading against my shirt and my beard and just other stuff. So I want to put something over that is easily enough removed so I can use it as a sharpening tool.
Just a ranger band. Come
So-
on, man. That's an easy answer. Just put a ranger band over top
Yeah,
of it.
but would you like? How would you orient the ranger band?
You're not going to wrap it around the
Over top
entire.
of the whole damn thing.
I mean, if it's going around your neck, I guess you really don't need to worry about the rest of it. So yeah, you could just
Without
put
the
the ranger
clip on
band
the
over
way,
top.
and then you just roll it and peel it away when you need to use the diamond plate. You roll it up and then you roll it back. Little flappy doos. You're good to go.
You're nuts.
If
We're
you-
gonna talk more about that.
Try to not overcomplicate things, man. Come on. It's an easy
So
answer.
you're talking about using a ranger band that's like 3 or 4 inches wide.
Yeah, cut it like proper styles. Yeah. Slip it on there like it's an axe sleeve.
I wonder if you could actually get away with using, like, you know, that heat shrink tubing. You often find like on wires and things like this.
Oh, look. Joe wants to use rich man ranger bands now.
Well, no, I mean you can buy some of that stuff that comes. You can get it in strips. The idea is that you wrap it around stuff and then you heat shrink it. So if you take a strip, Paul, and actually just lay it over top, you can trim it to size and then use a little bit of heat to just cause it to contract just a little bit. It'll hold itself in place, and then whenever you want it, you just peel it away.
Okay, so what you do, Paul, is you mold a Kydex sheath over your Kydex sheath.
I'm in. I'm
Hey,
in. I'm in.
dog. Heard you like Kydex, so we got you some
I'm being an
Kydex.
idiot, but as I say that, one little L strip of Kydex that had a little slidey thing on a single screw
It
with
would-
just a groove.
It
I
would
don't
probably
tight
work.
to it. I'm dumb, but that's actually not.
You could make it.
The
You
only
can make it with an L and a Chicago screw and have it just fold out of the way when you.
You bet. Easy
Uh,
answer. Yeah,
Well, actually,
again,
if
I'm an idiot.
you
but-
could even have it like, instead of just an L shape, you could have it be like a bracket. So you would have a one section where it's screwed down onto the sheath, and then there's almost like a divot, so it can click into place, so it's reusable. So it swivels out of the way, but it has its own retention. You could do that.
And then you add different things like a saw and
I
a
know a guy.
corkscrew and
And then I have invented the first fixed bladed multi tool.
Something like
course.
that, yeah.
Swiss Army knives, Victorinox will pay me bajillions.
Nah, they'll just sue you.
DPM, thanks for joining us. What are you carrying? Hope it's fancy. Been a while.
You know it is.
Here's-
Hey,
I don't know that man owns not fancy.
I don't. It's piano glove fancy. I don't know what he's carrying.
Yeah.
so yeah, the sheath is interesting. It's got a drainage hole. The one downside to the sheath design is that the steel plate here, and you can kind of tell, I don't know if I'm going to be able to zoom in very effectively, but it looks like this diamond plate is actually riveted in location. I don't know if it's necessarily just a hook that you can remove.
That lets it swivel.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how removable this is. So I would say if you're planning on getting this knife, just assume that this diamond plate is not removable, because the Kydex is clearly molded
But
around it.
use some water, treat it well, and it'll
I
treat
don't-
you well.
Yeah, I don't know if too many people are going to be worried about removing that anyway. I think
No.
I would probably be good as is. Maybe the smaller one comes into play more so than the bigger one does.
It's
But the
probably
bigger one, I think it's just like, yep, that's there in case you need it type of.
yeah. I would probably still carry a sharpening tool out into the woods, and if something happened, then I would have that as a backup.
It's a backup kind of. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So even like you were talking about the ranger band, it might be worthwhile to just put a ranger band on, screw it on, and then if I need to get to it, just cut it off and deal with it
Well-
for that weekend.
And then you know
So I
it's
can replace
fresh,
it.
right? You're not like walking through the brush and it's getting scraped up against shit unexpectedly or rubbing other stuff in your
You
pack.
don't want to
if
be
you put it
starting
away.
fires as you're, climbing over rocks, right? Like it's
Oh, that's an issue as it is.
rock
My
fires. I know.
yeah,
They're ruining our rock beds.
I was gonna.
Local ecology's just fucked thanks to all these
Just
rock
eroding.
fires.
Hey man, give it 20 years, you'll see.
Yeah, they brought back a dire wolf supposedly.
Those
They
rocks,
didn't. But
they didn't.
they did
Those
not.
rocks will just burst into flames. It's fine.
Poof.
You know, I was gonna make a joke about my gargantuan balls creating a lot of friction when I'm climbing over rocks, but rock fires is funnier.
Yeah.
Good times. Good
I
Thank
don't
you.
even know what those words mean in
So,
that order.
Peter Carey Custom. It's the cornerstone with Timascus inlays. I
Oh
don't know
yeah,
what-
fancy.
Joe, I
but I know
think
what a Peter Carey Custom is.
Joe, I think you need to type all those words into the Googling.
Yeah, you're gonna make me do it, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna make you Google.
Oh
Yeah.
God, you're gonna make me Google.
So having said that, not nearly as fancy, but not a Benchmade, so that's the good news for CPM. We're
Ooh,
doing some APOC stuff.
these are not Timascus inlays. Those are Alutex inlays. I'm gonna look at this one instead. I'm sorry.
I don't know, the one with the blue.
I know that. Well, that's definitely the one that the blue. Okay, is it the bolster? No, that's
Yeah.
no. Sorry, this isn't the right model. Hold up a sec. Sometimes you can force Google to behave. Possibly the Timascus bolsters here. But you said inlays. So this probably ain't it. This is the Cornerstone Deluxe.
That's a stabby looking knife. It's
They
like a Rubicon Meta Siebert.
all of
It's got a
these look very
little-
fun.
It's got a little slicer grind to it too, eh?
I gotta be honest though, this
To
thing,
each other.
Jesus. Oh, that's cool.
It's twilly.
Is that a Rubicon?
What? I've already
well,
probably
that's-
navigated away, but this is probably a. This is in a
Legends.
gallery.
It's a good looking knife.
Yeah. I can't remember what.
Yeah,
They
it's a
didn't call it
Rubicon
Rubicon because of the
Spyderco.
whole Spyderco trademarky thing.
Yes,
His custom art,
He
but-
he calls it his Rubicon spider hole, is what he calls it.
Oh, look at that. Look at him go.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Nice. CPM, way too fancy, but good for you, dude. Good for you. It's,
Wow,
I
I'm blind.
mean, pinkies up.
yeah.
You gotta have your pinkies up while you're wearing your
So
your
there's a
white gloves.
cornerstone. Ooh, is this the kind of thing you were talking about with the pivot collar and the scales?
Anyway, APOC.
Yeah, we're getting wildly distracted here. Jeez. Okay,
Well, some of
so-
us are.
personally, I would probably go with the larger of the two. Yes, it's $20 more. I think you get a decent amount more utility with it. It's the same thickness. It's more comfortable in the hand. Yeah, I think that'd be my pick.
I mean,
Yeah, it's not the wrong choice.
it's true. It's true.
I'm going to take the wrong choice, but that's fine.
Yeah, you'd rather go with
I'm
the small.
okay with it. For me, for my tastes, I like
For
a
how
knife
you
like that.
doozle.
Yeah, for how I'm doozling
I
over
will
here.
say, for like a not in the woods and like not planning to carry a larger fixed blade anyway,
Hmm?
for like around city, that the smaller is absolutely the size I would want.
And like in the pocket leather sheath.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, that's the one downside with this sheath design. And again, we kind of touched on the myriad of ways you could fix it, but you can't really just dump this sheath into pocket the way it is now. That
Yeah,
diamond will
don't-
chew the hell out of the fabric.
No,
So
the small one is definitely not an in the pocket, although it should be.
Yeah, don't take a
Right?
dump in
Like
your
it's-
pocket.
yeah. Yeah, thanks, Paul.
Is that?
It's a life lesson for Joe.
Don't take a
Don't take a
yeah.
dump in your pocket.
Oh,
And don't leave one there either. Yeah. An in-pocket leather sheath would be nice. I'm sure you can find something that you could make work pretty easily these days. Yeah, they're cool. So both of these are made by Mike Wallace, or designed by Mike Wallace. Do you want to move on to the other Mike Wallace design, or do we want to go next size up into the Demko?
yeah, we can go Mike Wallace's.
All right.
Uh,
I will re-trail master and re-Nanchez.
yeah.
You said
Did
it
I
was
say
an ad-
Nanchez? I
You
haven't said
did.
that in weeks. Natchez.
So
What's that?
This is a big boy. This is a
So he also decided he wanted to make Bowie. What
He
did he call it? He
did.
called it the Bowie.
Yeah.
he did.
Because he couldn't call it a Trailmaster.
But I mean,
No, he couldn't call it a survivalist either.
That is also true.
So quick specs on this bad boy: 5, and by 5 I mean 15 and an eighth overall. 9-inch blade, 1 pound 5 ounces, 6.5 mils thick. Of the D2s with the G10s and the
Yeah.
Kydexes. No sharpeners on this son of a bitch.
nope.
Almost as thick as a Trailmaster.
Almost.
Almost, but not quite.
No dangler for this.
No, you don't even get a belt loop, man. You just get the same tech locky that is in all the rest of them. And you'll like it.
So,
Look, you're gonna turn it sideways and you're gonna go scout carry with it, obviously.
Paul, don't. My heart can't take it, Paul. Don't.
What else would you do with it, Joe? What are you talking about?
Well, I can't say that I've actually carried a knife this long or this heavy on my belt without a dangler or without some sort of ridiculous deep slip BS, right? This is the outlier. But usually when I'm seeing fixed blades that large, this is what I'm expecting to see is some kind of, camera's over here, some sort of belt loop dealio to allow it some freedom of movement. Yes, you do get a little bit more thigh slappy with it, but that is easily solved, especially with these types of sheaths.
Some of us are
Well,
used to
tie
it,
off.
Joe.
Well, it's not
30,
sure.
32 minutes.
I'm not used to
27
feeling it on
seconds.
the outside of my leg, Paul. I don't know what kind of trips you guys go on, but
How many seconds was that? Jesus.
32 minutes.
No, outside of his leg.
yeah. Thank you so much.
Anyway. Yeah, so it's a choice to just throw the tech lockies on there.
How long is the blade on this thing again? 9
9.
inches? That's about the same size, I think, as the Hudson Bay Bowie, which, if we had one in the shop, would have been a decent size comparison also. But
yeah, like a Recon's an 8, a Trailmaster is what, 9.5?
Yeah, I think it's 9.5. Yeah.
yeah. So a little bit bigger than the Recon Scout.
Yeah, the Hudson Bay is that
So-
big.
At least they give you the Chicago screws with your tech lock to then be reused with a piece of leather to make your own belt loop.
Oh, it's an easily solved thing for sure. Even with hand tools, you don't need.
That's it.
Is it necessary though? I don't have a lot of experience carrying knives again that big, just bolted to your belt.
Unless you're like a beanpole and you don't have organs, it's gonna poke you. So yeah, don't do that. That's terrible.
Yeah, hadn't really thought about that all that much, but you're right. That would
It's just gonna poke you if you're like you climbing over rocks. It's gonna get you right in the ribs without any flexibility.
I mean, even wearing swords, it's a similar issue unless there's enough weight that the handle kind of tilts away. Similar kind of issue. So yeah, fair enough.
You know.
Yeah, that's a thing I would strongly consider with this knife. If you're planning on carrying it on your person to use, and I mean, this isn't quite so large, I'd say you should. Maybe.
If you're carrying it on your person, you don't have to worry about it. It's their problem.
Oh, I see. Jesus Christ.
Now you know.
Well, we always kind of knew, Paul.
Yeah, wishing my drinks were a little bit more alcoholic.
Here, I'll take a sip for you, Joe.
There you go. Oh yeah, that'll help the situation.
So, like, holy cow, this thing's like so nice for the price. And on that note, the price, $179 polar bear dollars. Which,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, 10-inch, 9-inch Bowie. That's 6 mils thick, 6.5, something like that. Sub 200. Like, it's so hard to find that spec nowadays.
Yep.
Regardless of what country it's coming from.
Yeah.
Like,
I was gonna make a joke that like just recouping the cost of the D2 in this blade, you could make most of your money back.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's trade-in value.
Well, and the thing too, like I just have this photo up of all the milling for the G10 handles. Like they do a lot of contouring on this thing, so it's not like you're getting a kind of phoned in design. There was some effort going into this, and I think the execution is quite good. Did we ever find out if these blades are like PVD coated or what the deal was? The
Well,
Pucos
now you
aren't.
want me to
Oh.
read more. Damn
Well-
it. Titanium coated D2 blade.
Perfect. Yeah. So that's the other side of it
Okay,
too.
my trade.
Little bit less concerned about corrosion here.
It's the tinny coating.
Tie. It's not Brian Tie related, but you gotta say it like it is.
No, it's tinny. It's
Tani. He fell down the well, you see.
There we go.
tin diesel. As it
Yeah.
were. Yes.
Tinny old tool.
Diesel. Stop.
Tinny. Good old tinny.
Stop.
And for all the people who are like, oh, D2, like me too, also a little bit like, oh, D2, but for a big knife you're going to be using out in the woods, or for a big knife you're going to use for big knife things, the requirements of a large knife haven't really changed all that much. And
How much money will people pay for 1095?
that's the other thing. Okay, so if you compare this to an SE, come on.
How much money will people pay for 1095, regardless of what country it's coming from? Like even like non-USA 1095 comes with a premium nowadays.
Even Condor's 1095 for knives a third this size and a third the thickness.
Yeah.
And not to say that there isn't effort put into those knives, but like, bang for your buck in terms of what's actually being provided here for the utility and the materials. I think this is an excellent cross section of that.
The machine finished on the handle, speaking of, is really nice. That
Yeah.
like cross, like 45.
Yeah, so they're just using what looks like a small ball mill to go across and make those grooves, and you end up with a very nice texture. It's very grippy without being abrasive. Like it doesn't hurt your hand to really squeeze that thing, and it's not so aggressive like.
How hard did you squeeze it, Joe?
Oh, pretty hard. Pretty hard. Like I meant it, Like I wanted to
5
hurt
minutes,
it.
38 seconds.
Like I wanted it to hurt. Like I wanted it to hurt just a little bit.
4 seconds.
But do you remember the ZT, that little Strider looking fixed blade, the real short guy?
121?
Yeah. Do you remember the handle milling on that thing?
It was kind of like frag grenades.
It was, but it was also shallow enough, and the grooves were shallow enough that it provided a lot of purchase, but it didn't provide a lot of like aggressive bite. This is slightly more aggressive than that, and I think it's a good thing, just given the size.
And yes,
of this
it
knife.
was. It was the 121. That's the right number for the numbers. So it's like, was that? Am I just being confident and just pulling out stupid? No, that is right. Okay.
Yeah. Just to show.
You never know with me. You never know.
Oh.
It could just be. He sounds so sure of himself.
Turns out it was all horseshit. No, you're accurate. You're accurate in this for sure.
Right.
Yeah. So grippy and in the right ways. Paul, how many seconds? Yeah.
Yeah, minute 4.
The problem is now you're thinking about it, so you're just looking for it. You're looking for any excuse.
Stop looking for it. Stop looking for excuses.
Look, I think we're all looking for a little grippy, okay? 9 seconds.
Good lord.
Yeah.
So this one does not have any kind of lanyard attachment. Nothing at all.
No, but it also has an extra finger trail to choke up on because lots of grip area. Lots of grip area.
It's a big ass knife.
Dick Richards, thanks for joining us. What do you carry in the sieves?
Is it a big ass Bowie?
Should be. We got one called the Wallace Bowie. It's made by a guy named Wallace, and it's a Bowie.
Truer words have never been spoken.
If you don't add it to cart just from those statements alone, why would you?
Does he have a dog named Gromit?
No. Just vetoing that
he
right
did,
now.
But then he made a Bowie.
I see.
Yeah.
You gotta quench that first one in the The blood of your loved ones. Is that what we're going with here?
Fires of
Oh,
Mount Doom. Yeah.
that's how you
Statement
that's
on
how you
Mount Doom.
that's how you trademark the blade. That's how you trademark those designs. That's why Benchmade goes through so many dogs.
I was gonna
Oh,
say, isn't that where
is that where
the
they
zombie
partnered with
tools
PETA?
gets its copper etched look from it? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Tastes like copper
Well,
too. It's,
I'm sad now, so
Well,
I hope you're happy.
you're the one who brought
wow.
up dead dogs, Paul. It's your
Yeah.
fault,
Yeah, dude.
Now
really.
I just think about
I
Will
do
Smith
that
and
on
Iron
occasion.
Legend. That's your fault. It's not mine.
Watch how easily we deflect his guilt. It's almost like an art.
I'm being gaslit over here.
Yeah, 100%.
There'll be
Um,
studies. It's fine.
yeah. So, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So like sub 200 price point, banging, thickness, banging, grip
So
strength.
does this
Repair
answer the
it?
question of now we know why they were using cold steel style sheaths?
Kind of,
Um,
not really,
so
because the APOC sheaths are definitely an APOC sheath.
Oh, for sure. I'm
I
not.
think. Are you thinking of the bag daggers? Because those ones are definitely like.
Oh, no. I just mean both of them have the same features, which is nylon belt loop. Well, I guess these ones don't have a belt loop, but
No,
um, my idea is falling apart a little
you
bit
were
here.
thinking about the bag daggers, and you were
That's
getting all of those things.
No, I'm thinking about the like camp knife that they made previously and stuff like that that also had that style.
Oh, okay. The
oh
wayward camper and stuff.
similar.
Where,
Yeah.
yeah, some of the old
Yeah.
APOC, and I think in this situation, you might have been better off going back to that belt loopy style,
I agree.
Yeah.
or doing a Velcro with a snap in the center that's like removable and ambidextrous, and
Nah. No, none of that for you.
no, because then they'd have to sue each other.
Yeah.
Well, I
I
mean, there's
wonder
a
if
couple
maybe
companies
because
doing that.
Demko
So.
and Wallace are both ex-Cold Steel employees, they didn't want to use a sheath that was.
I think they probably just had the fabrication set up at the APOC factory. So they're like, what do you got? You got those? Okay, we're using those. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they just wanted it as streamlined as possible, which is reflected in the price. Like these are all a
Proof.
pretty good deal for what they are.
Mhm.
And again, and I know I'm kind of harping on a little bit, but this much DT with this price, the geometry of this knife, this thing should be stupid robust. Like you're getting all that added benefit for slicing edge retention, sure, but I think
Just wanna-
six and
I
a
want
half
you to know,
6.5
I
mil
read
thick.
Dick Richards' comment, and I'm resetting my timer.
I see.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that was the strategy. It's for sure. So, couple things here on this bad boy. Specs down below call it a 9-inch blade. In the description, it calls it 9 5/8. I want to say the 9 5/8 is actually more accurate. I think this thing is over a 9-inch blade. 9.5 is, I think, sounds more accurate on this guy. The other thing, and I thought I would just dabble on it quickly, is Mike Wallace being Cold Steel's like designer for them, made the Colossus, the Immortal, the Bushranger series before he ran away, and then started making the APOC stuff. So anyway, backstory on Mike Wallace that we didn't dabble on before we got into this whole damn thing. So
Yeah.
Before he ran away.
but I was just seeing if we missed anything, and then I noticed a discrepancy on the blade length.
Right.
The one thing I'll say, negative. Here it is. Here's the negative. APOC sheaths are APOC sheaths, and they're sloppy sometimes, and they're inconsistently fitted. None of them are bad,
but none of
but
them are
some
all
are better than
none of them are the same.
some are better than others, but none of them are bad.
Yes,
Is it
I'd agree with that.
even within the specific design? Because I had previously thought it was like from design to design.
No, not at all. Pick up these Bowies. I played with a handful of them. One clicked really, really good. One little sloppy.
Okay. It was specifically thinking about the Demkos, because all of those that I've played with so far have been.
Okay. No,
Quite
this one in particular, I've played with the two that were in the shop, and they were both not the
same.
same. Yeah,
Noted.
not as bad as some of the top stuff I've seen where I'm like, well, that doesn't have retention at all. Or some of my Boker stuff, or some of the best tech. The Heidi was trash
It wasn't great.
sandwich. But yeah, so not bad compared to some of the other things I've had, but some of them had a much better click than others did, type of thing, right? Like I'm playing with my Bradford right now, and you get that nice positive, like
Mm-hmm.
chunkies, and one of those had that, and they actually did. The Bowie had that nice chunky, and the other one was like a little bit sloppy, just meh around it.
Yeah.
So
That being said, if this is actually Kydex, pretty easy fix. I'm pretty sure this is Kydex.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
yeah, so what you do is you mold a Kydex sheath around your
Obviously.
He almost had it, folks. No.
it was so close.
Oh yeah.
And he just ran in the other direction.
And it's small stuff, but like the rivets all seem to be properly set. I didn't notice anything cracked when examining the different sheaths that we had on hand. I didn't notice any weird gapping. So the Kydex sheaths are made well. It just seems to be, like Dennis is saying, the difference in retention. It could be a knife to knife thing. It could just be that the
You
certain
could probably
sheaths are tighter than others.
take a hair dryer and where it fits between the finger choil and the guard there. If you just heated that up ever so slightly and pinched it, I bet you would solve all your problems.
Probably. Yeah.
Just give it
Probably
a little
not
pinch.
all my problems, Paul, but
all of them, Dennis. All of them.
I've
Solutions.
maybe the Bowie knife related one.
Nope.
Yeah.
All of them.
I
Every
have-
solution to your problems.
Thank you.
Well, that's good. I'm gonna pinch more often.
There you go.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That's 357. Interesting.
Yeah.
That was the timer.
So,
357.
last but not least,
Yeah, we should talk about that last but not least.
And who's talking about the last but not least?
Demko buoy.
it's also a Bowie, but not as Bowie-ish.
We.
No, it's really not. It's shorter.
How dare it?
It's lighter. 15 ounces. What's the
Less than a pound.
1
Yeah.
pound, 5 ounce.
Yeah. Okay. So
That's the other one. So, Specky time. Specky time.
yes.
Overall length 13 inches. Blade length 6 3/4. Weight is 15 ounces. Ounce under a pound. 4.8 mils thick of the D2 and the G10 and the titanium coated 58 to 60 Kydex. All the things made in China. Think you got it. 6 3/4. 6 3/4. Yeah, blade lengths line up in the descriptions this time. We're good to go.
There you go.
Had to make sure.
This one's got some big ass handles as well. Like I know the blade is shorter, but the handle doesn't seem to be all that much more short.
No, it doesn't need to be, Joe. That gives you some extra reach and some
So,
extra chop.
It sure does, yes.
With a 6 3/4 inch blade and a 13 overall. So you've got a 6 1/4 inch handle.
Yeah.
And a 6 3/4 inch blade. Like,
Isn't that what people like though? A 1-to-1 ratio?
exactly. Yeah. I mean, when's the last time you played with a 6-inch handle there, Paul? Come on.
Oh, I mean, yesterday.
Oh boy.
I was at work yesterday. I was fiddling with these.
Thank you for clarifying.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so this one doesn't have quite the contouring that the last guy did. This is much more like the first two Mike Wallace designs, actually. So flat sections on the top, a little bit of contouring on the edges. Still very comfortable.
One might say more comfortable.
Would one? Should one?
It is pretty comfortable.
It's not uncomfortable.
We did have a customer come by specifically to buy a Wallace, and he went home with a Demko.
I would argue
After ignoring the Demko for most of the conversation, if my memory serves.
it's
In
weird.
diddlies. In
Yeah.
diddlies. 3/4 of the conversations was holding the Bowie. And then after holding the Demko, went home with the Demko.
I'm not saying he made the wrong decision. Okay,
The
I'm
Demko
saying
is very comfortable,
it's not.
especially in that forward choil.
It's not on. Well,
Sorry, I mean the Wallace is
the
very comfortable.
I was gonna say
in that
hold
forward
up.
choil.
So,
Yeah, I actually vastly prefer the handle of the larger blade here.
Joe, you did jump back to the Wallace Bowie there, but Jacob is asking what Demko. Demko made a fixed blade for the APOC series from Hanwei.
Yeah.
All the specs I just said, D2. 13 overall, 6-inch handle,
Don't get me wrong.
1-to-1 ratio.
I really do like my flat handles with mild contouring rounding on the sides. They are very comfortable in more grips. But there's something to be said for a nicely contoured and rounded handle. Get a lot more definition on stuff like this.
What knife is that?
That's the
That's-
Citadel he should sell to me.
Yeah,
Ooh.
well,
Well, hello.
here's
You
a
should carry that more often.
that Hammond. Yeah, I need
Yeah.
to reap. Need
With
to
the
reap.
file work. Don't forget the file
Oh
work.
yeah, the shiny.
Yeah. Yeah,
The
put
shiny
that in
shinies.
your belt sometime.
And that leather washer above the wood for space for humidity,
Yes,
like
sir. That's
and shock. Man, I want to use this, but I would be
that's
so
the Citadel that
sad.
he sold to me. It's fine.
You don't have to use it; just carry it, so I can play with it.
Well, oh, did it? Have you, Paul? Have you not seen the edge on this thing too?
Oh, I think I have, but it's been probably a couple years since I've
Yeah.
seen
The
it last.
mirrored convexingtons. Anyway, yeah,
Yeah.
that Demko, Jacob. We're talking about this Demko in the hands. This big ass choppy chops.
I think on the backside of the blade it does say Demko, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. I'll show a picture of that in a second when I'm done rotating this gorgeous handle. Anyway.
Eh.
Yeah.
I'm not resetting for that.
That's
I
okay.
refuse.
Yeah, there's the Demko logo right nya. Nya. I'm gonna zoom right in just super obnoxiously. There we go.
So 4.8 mils thick versus the 6.5 on the Wallace Bowie, right? So
it's no joke. Like,
you had the picture of all four. If you want to flash back
Yeah.
and get to it briefly, just to compare the bigger two now that we're on the larger twos, the twosies.
and like
All up on the big ones.
this looks reasonable compared to the to the Wallace Bowie. But this is still considerably beefier than the Pucos that we started with this evening. Yeah, she thought. Look at that.
So again, that Demko kind of splits the difference between the 3 mils and the 6.5 mils. It's 4 and 8 mils. I don't know if that splits the difference. It doesn't. So
Yeah, close enough. It's fine.
But,
It's fine. It's fine.
you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's kind of the halfway between the choppy chops and the fine detailed work, which is kind of what the Demko I think wants to be. Is that one knife, one task, do it all kind of thing is the category that it's fitting into.
Yeah.
It's a good choice for that one, for sure.
Especially with the longer handle. It's
The longer handle, the flatter section across it, it definitely lends itself more towards that sort of use case for sure.
Even the double finger choil for the like front section
Yeah.
gives you like 3 grips on the knife, arguably.
Oh, as far
'Cause
as
you can have
having
your
one
middle-
finger, 2 finger, and then having all the way back. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, very versatile. And again, it's how many times am I going to say I just love seeing like finger choil, long sweep.
Yep.
That's all I want out of a handle. Yeah. If I were blind suggesting one of these knives and they wanted something larger, this is absolutely the choice to make. My preference is still for the more heavily contoured handle, maybe just because I'm a geek for that type of machining, but man. I think it's the hook at the end too. I think it's a little bit about that hook. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think for the big choppy Bowie, like this thing knows what it is, right? That Wallace Bowie knows exactly where it is, whereas the Demko kind of does tread that line into a lot of different categories of choke up for versatile bushcrafting. You can do whatever. Like it's So for me, it was in the same category as that customer that came in, where I most of my time of day went to the Wallace Bowie because it's a big ass Bowie and I like big ass Bowies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I played with the Demko, and I was like, this thing is beautifully balanced for just like a one knife does it all bushcrafty.
Loppy choppy.
This will solve all of your answers kind of knife, right? So yeah. And we're not flopping fingers over here. I mean,
No. Taking branches off trees, Dennis.
I
Come
mean,
on.
you can feather stick a finger from time to time, but
I
that's
was-
about it.
Oh,
Like it's,
I was thinking you were saying loppy
you got
choppy,
you
but
got the curls.
floppy choppy.
It's fine. It's
No, I said loppy choppy.
Yeah, that's what I thought, and then we
Yep.
both heard floppy choppy,
No.
which is something else entirely. And you could reset that timer.
No, floppy choppy it's a frenzy video from Cold Steel.
Oh, really?
They're flopping fingers. And,
Oh, I
yeah,
guess. Yeah.
it's dark.
So, I guess
Pretty
then
dark.
slightly more versatile handle than what you would see on a Recon Scout or a Trailmaster. Just given that the Trailmaster is a little bit less curved, a little bit shorter. I would argue, though, that, oh, wait, no, both of them do have a lanyard hole. So there you go. Even if you wanted to give just a little bit extra reach, you could tie off a lanyard to the back end of that Demko.
Some chopperoo, as it were. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is going to be a point in my life, not in the too distant future, where that will be the only knife on that page of Cold Steel knives that I don't own.
This guy?
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a sweet knife. I do recommend
Yep.
it.
Yeah, but the new ones are all 3V and they're like $600.
Yeah,
$700.
there is that. See if you can find one vintage. All the
I was
old.
gonna say you can find one online used cheaper than that. What I was actually gonna say on the
I mean-
Demko note, and it's similar to, but not exactly the same. That guy's kind of the next step up in the food chain, even though I'm looking at the stock thickness of this thing might be thicker. But my Magnum Fox River on that like 1-to-1 longer handle than it should be kind of ratio.
Yeah.
And it does give you that like weird chop back thing where you can get back on it for that extra chopping, right?
That's such
So,
a nice knife.
don't worry about it. That's all right. She's
That
pretty
is-
damn fancy with it too, but that's fine. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh, pardon me.
So yes, as soon as I saw that Demko, it was this reminiscent. That's a baby handle. Why you
It's
gotta
just
be?
a little guy.
Why you gotta be baby handling it over there?
Well, you were playing with that knife, and I immediately thought that it looked like this as far as the blade shape.
Oh well, then I immediately think that looks like this and pull out my grizzly. But
What
oh,
happened
it's
to your
just beat up.
grizzly?
It's not rust. It's just beat up.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
good. I was like, what the fuck was that?
I was like, did Dennis just flop some fingers over there?
No, it's just tree bark stuck
No.
on a grizzly.
I just saw streaks of like
Yeah,
red brown color, but no, it's okay. That's fine. That's not
It's
rust.
just tree.
It's
gunk.
just been used.
It's not rust.
Gunk.
I've got my Italian bushcraft knife right here.
There you go. I've
Well,
got
I
a
see.
couple
We're
of
playing
those.
Italian bushcrafting. All right.
Yeah.
Are we playing that game, Joe? Are we playing that game?
I don't want to die in the woods. So you bet we're playing that game.
All right, gentlemen.
No.
On the note of APOC series, yeah. So yes, I was talking about Magnum Fox River. That 1-to-1 ratio.
Yes.
Some people definitely think that it's kind of an off thing, but especially on a bushcraft knife, I really, really appreciate that extended handle for versatility,
Yep.
being able to choke up in multiple grips type of thing.
I
Yep.
got just as a very well, we could make this part of a discussion too, but as far as an aside, I feel like it's like Lumens, and to a point, I feel like it's Rockwell, like HRC. I feel like guys get a little too obsessed with the ratio of these things sometimes. They want that 1-to-1 when it comes to folders specifically, but there's also a certain ratio they expect with fixed blades, and it's just
Well, with fixed
Does-
blades, it's like all of a sudden, if you get over a 4.5-inch handle, people start to be like, "Whoa, that's like way too much." Blah blah blah. And it doesn't matter if it's a 10-inch blade or a 14-inch blade or a 4-inch blade.
yeah.
A 4.5-inch handle is like where everyone wants their heart to be, right? Like,
Well, it'll reach it.
Well, there's that, but
what's that?
Nothing. It's not Canadian friendly.
I see.
Yeah.
I mean, I
design
can do metric if you want me to. It's
design constraints of the Fairbairn Sykes dictate a certain,
Yeah.
certain ratios, and that's okay. And that's okay for what it is. And you know what? There is a time and a place for a small, very easily handled. Oh man, you know what would have been perfect for this? Would have been the Eldris. I don't have mine on hand. Uh,
Just ask, Joe. Just ask. Would you like a
Perfect.
blue one or a green one? And by that I mean you get to see a blue one.
I was gonna
because
say blue. Yay!
it's right there.
But yeah, I mean, look at this sucker. Like, it's got a little egg-shaped handle, perfect for having the edge in or out, reverse if you're drawing with it, like anything really. And the blade on it is just super small. And when this thing came out, so many people were like, why the fuck would you put such a stupid tiny little blade on a big, thick, weird handle like this? But you hold it and you think about how you would actually use the thing, and suddenly it makes all the sense in the world. So
I need to take one of these camping.
they're nice,
Just
dude.
an Eldris, go minimal.
Just an Eldris, get fucked.
Come on,
you
that
go.
could be your bear defense. It's
No.
fine.
Take
We go into grizzly country. It's fine, Paul.
Yeah, it's
fine.
great.
All right, Paul. How about this? You get to take my. Oh, where the hell did that go? That big cold steel. Come on, there you are. You get to take this guy and an Eldris. Those are the only two knives you get for the weekend.
Okay, but
I mean,
someone's got to sharpen that thing properly first.
No,
I
you
have
you
some
get you
options.
get your
No,
you get your 30 degrees per side and you like it.
okay, as long as you know that I have used a rock out of that river to sharpen knives, and I will again, sir.
It's
Like,
10:55. It'll take it. You'll get a screaming edge on this little thing.
in like 10 minutes.
Oh well, yeah. I have hacked some branches apart with that knife, by the way. It's
I'm
Jesus.
pretty sure I left the pumice stone out there so I could make another one if I needed to. So.
Nice.
Why do you hate me, Ben? Why would you want me to die in the woods?
Oh, I'd love to see that as a challenge for Paul. Weekend camp trip, Eldris only. I mean, I'm sure he could do it.
I did a baby hatchet only.
They'd be like, "Hey, Paul, can you split some of this firewood over here?" But like, I only have the Eldris. Sorry, guys.
Just like that's not what we asked you, Paul.
I mean,
Get to work.
you need a running start. Like, is that? All right, hang on, guys. I need to get some speed. For this.
You guys know that you can make splitting wedges, right? Like that is an option.
No.
That sounds less fun than watching Paul trying to ram his Eldris full charge into a log.
This is true. Yes.
I'm gonna knife fight a log.
It's got to.
It's all gonna be your fault.
Well, first you got to climb.
Don't act like it's the first time, Paul.
You got to climb the tree so that you can dive down. What's that wrestling move? Get up on top of the corner of the ring and jump down.
From the top rope.
Yeah, and you drop, but like that with an Eldris, and just
like an elbow drop.
Yeah, but instead of your elbow, Eldris.
It's an Eldris drop.
Yeah. Anyway.
I will definitely bring an Eldris camping. I don't know that it'll be my only knife, but it'll certainly be one of many that I normally carry.
I have too many problems, Paul. I have too many problems. It's which very nice knife do you take camping year after year?
What knife do you take with your Trailmaster when you go into the woods?
Well, I've got the Fallkniven S1 Pro with the COS steel, but then I was also stropping my Guardian tonight as the conversation. Like I
said. Yeah. You have options. Apparently, is what we're getting out of that.
Yep.
So yeah, ratios. Maybe don't worry about it too much. You should try some different things out.
And they were talking about balance
or
things.
Worry about it a lot, but in the correct manner. And by that, I mean get a nice long handle. It's good for you.
Yeah. It's good for you.
Chicks dig it.
I have to sneak out for a government-mandated break. I'll be back in 2 seconds here, guys.
Alrighty.
Masturbation break. It's
wow.
I wasn't going to say anything. But
it's government mandated, Paul. It's
yeah, the government told me
he doesn't have a choice, Paul.
I see.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
It means. Is there anything else, kind of an aside, we can talk about while he's gone for these guys?
Well, Dick Richards says I carry a brace of knives like a pirate carries a brace of pistols, and when I'm in the woods, that's not terribly wrong.
I was going to say that's not far off of the truth for Paul.
Well, I mean, day to day, yes, but also, in the woods, it's like Trailmaster. There's a medium fixed blade. There's usually a folding knife, and there's usually some kind of small neck knife.
What are you? Some kind of small neck knife?
Yeah, I am. Now you know.
Yeah, you would be.
Yeah. I wonder how long an Eldritch blade is. Is it 6 centimeters?
Okay, I don't know if I don't know if you can fly with fixed blades is the thing.
You know a guy that does.
Oh right, shit, the minimalist. Good point. Let me take a look.
Yeah. 3 or 4 of those are rookie
2.2
numbers.
inches, 56 millimeters. Dude, you could. You absolutely could fly with an Eldris. That is dumb. You should do it.
What? Hang on a sec.
It's short. It's short enough, apparently.
I'm gonna fly with my red one.
And honestly, as far as like a non-threatening knife goes, the thing looks like a
Yeah.
toy. So,
It says 55, 56.
Yeah, 56.
Yeah, just a hint. Not quite like it's, just over 55. Huh, interesting.
Now I really want to find mine.
Dude, I might actually do that. I can't carry that and a man bug though, can I?
Sure, you could.
It's one or the other.
I
both.
don't take more than one, but
I thought you couldn't take more than one.
Last year, well, okay, so. Oh, but I took my multi-tool. I took the squirt,
yeah.
so maybe they let that fly.
The guys I know take a multi-tool and a knife.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't want to be without a bit driver if I could avoid it, so I took this guy. And I don't have the Spyderco here that I took, but it wasn't much bigger than my lava. But I was
I
afraid.
did a really weird two-tone polish on my green one where I mirrored the secondary
Ooh.
bevel.
Yeah.
Hey, that's nice. I didn't do shit to mine, dude. I like stropped the edge and never did anything.
That was just the green one. The blue one I didn't do shit.
Mm.
But yeah, anyway. APOC.
Yeah.
It pox.
The Pukos, the Bowies, the other Bowies, the Wallaces, the Demkos. It made it sound like there was like 8 knives there. It wasn't. There's just 4. It's
Just the 4. So yeah, pick one. What's your guys' favorite?
You're gonna make me choose
the Demko.
Really?
Yeah, the Demko.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was very surprised, very impressed with that knife. Oh, and we didn't dabble on 150 polar bear dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the other side too.
If you put a longer clip on the Wallace, it might have been the Wallace. I like a little bit of a longer clip.
Because 3 of them are Wallaces.
Yeah, but only one of them is called the Wallace. I guess they're all. Yeah. Touche. The Bowie. The only one with a clip point.
Right.
How about that?
It would have been that one, but instead it's the Demko.
I think so.
That's fucking funny.
Yeah.
You also choose the Demko? Yeah.
Considering it's not the one that I want to buy.
Okay, well, think of it this way: you get one for free, but you can't take the others.
I get one for free, but I can't buy any of the others?
No, you just get one. Which one do you take?
Okay, if I can only have one, it's the small one. The small Puka.
The small Spooko? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the one that I think would actually get used by me.
See, and it's for that reasoning that I would go with the larger Puko, because I think that is the most likely one to actually get used out of the bunch.
But think about how many fixed blades I have in that range. I have some fancy toys
Yeah.
that I'm more likely to pick up.
See, I don't have nearly as many fixed blades as you guys, but I do have a number of fixed blades in like this kind of nebulous size range, all the way down from the mini all the way up to the largest. So you're disappearing. Yeah, he just vanished into the woodwork. Nice.
I don't have enough neck knives, Joe. I need more.
The problem is, as soon as I start looking at even the Demko, it's like, why wouldn't I just take the Kukri? I would much rather have the Kukri, and then I would just take the Kukri.
Yeah, I gotta get one of those too. I gotta take out in the woods.
You should. They're fucking awesome.
I only just bought it. I haven't gotten a chance yet.
Yeah, fair. That's a reasonable excuse, I suppose.
I have 2 Kukris that I should take out in the woods.
I think it goes without saying though, the Demko is kind of like we were talking about earlier. It's definitely the best pick if you wanted one knife to do as many things as possible.
Yes.
Because I typically still go with a multi-tool, if not a folder of some sort, the larger of the two Pukos makes most sense for me. I'm either going to bring an axe or the Kukri for wood splitting and trail clearing, grass cutting, whatever. Yeah, but I don't think any of these are really bad options. I'm not sure whether I like that the Pukos are not coated, though. That was the one thing that I'm like, if the others are titanium coated, I kind of would have liked to have seen the smaller ones coated as well. But given that they're Pukos, maybe the intention of them being like used hard in wood constantly, you would see the wear on it more quickly anyway. Maybe the benefit is negligible. I don't know.
Just patina it and be done.
Well, I like the stonewash finish it has. I'll probably just let it do what it does, and then
Let
not
it
not
gray
worry
on
about
its
it.
own.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know if mine's used enough.
It needs more use. You're
Yeah.
gonna have to use it more.
I've
Be
actually
more userly with it.
And that's actually that's like when you see that etch, that's actually an apple cider etch. That's not. Yeah, you can see it better there at that.
mine looks actually much more reflective in camera than it I think it is in real life. Mine's not obviously not nearly as gray as Dennis's there though.
We're being
Like I said,
asked
I did mine with a weird etch and did that on purpose, right? So
Yeah.
with some wood chips, yeah?
apple cider vinegar with wood chips.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the day you did that. That was a fun time.
Ben is asking
Yeah.
if the QSP Canary neck knife,
Ooh.
could you fly with that?
I don't know
Oh,
what the
he's
build
saying
is,
it's too long. Never mind. He must have measured.
Fair.
or looked up on the website.
60
Yeah.
millimeters is your cutoff. Yeah.
Just sharpen it a few times. It'll be fine.
I don't know if
Chiefs
it's
it a little bit,
I don't know if
that's
it's
fine.
that close. I think it's
Doesn't have to be that close.
So make a screwdriver tip. It's fine. It's 63 mil.
that's
Well,
closer.
that's not bad.
That's closer
You can
than I
shave
thought.
that.
Yeah.
Have they given you a few millimeters? 25 minutes, 9 seconds. Okay.
Where did my oh there we go.
I mean, that's not bad. I mean, your time there, Paul.
So
Yeah.
you were mentioning, Dennis, like that the prices on these guys are quite good. I don't
Dude,
really know.
regardless of coming from country of origin,
Yeah.
nowadays for some reason, fixed blades, even from the budget companies, still come with a premium. You got $260 and $300 Teton ticklers. Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, there's a lot
How
of.
do you know that name?
Well, so the ticklers have more work gone into their handles, Paul. Uh,
I was gonna say the ticklers are a long-standing organization. Don't act like you're the first one.
Yeah. You may be a ranking member, but we do not grant you the rank of tickler.
You haven't earned that badge, sir.
I mean, I earned a lot of badges.
Yeah.
I was a good Boy Scout.
What are those? The asshole merit badges that we saw the other day.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
we need a bunch of those. Yeah, competitive options. You brought up the Canary, and I'm thinking of the Canary Fixed Blade, the larger one. I wouldn't. Yeah, no,
Canary
never mind.
Fixed Blade is arguably the best option on the market right now for
the price, for the materials,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And in terms of size, it's thicker than the larger Puko. It's a very slightly longer blade too, I think. Similar sheath setup.
We should petition DBK to fuck around with that knife too.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
It's like got a kind of a classic Kephart style blade. It's a flat grind.
Yeah, they should be into it.
Yeah, they should. They really should.
Except for it's a V bevel. They don't like them.
Yeah,
Didn't they do that one too? I don't know.
I mean,
I don't remember, honestly.
I gotta catch up.
It's been a long time since I've seen any of their stuff
Maybe
organically.
Maybe they did. I don't know.
They're inorganic. It's fine, Joe.
I think that pretty much rounds us out, though. Not much more to say on these guys, except I don't think you would necessarily be disappointed in any of them. If you weren't expecting the chaconk of the largest one, you might be a little shocked when you open it up for the first time. But outside of that,
look, I say it like it's a bad thing, Joe. Everyone should be happy to get shocked by the chaconk.
Ah.
I think
There's
the
that.
only warning I would say is that the smaller one is going to be slightly smaller than you think it is.
Yes.
Even in these pictures, it doesn't do it justice on like, oh, that knife is kind of wee. It's mini Pembleton wee. And
You're
I
talking
wish
about
I had brought that knife in for you to actually price picture.
Mm-hmm.
Price
The little
picture?
puka?
Yeah, those are words. They're not the right words, but those are words.
I was gonna say you are correct. Those are in fact words.
Of all
Good
the
for you.
words, those are some of them.
But even handle to blade ratio, blah blah blah. The small puka was actually probably almost bang on with a mini Pembleton, just barely being able to get that forefinger.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. So
Get on up in there.
I think that's the only kind of last note on the APOC stuff. I will say the rest of them, pick a design you like, and you'd probably be pretty happy with it. The big Puko's a full size bushcraft knife. It's yeah. The other two are choppies for sure.
Yeah.
Chop chop. Chop 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 chop.
Oh God, I've got a chop.
Don't.
So
Just don't.
weightings, rankings, you know.
I'm gonna give this 3 Mike Wallaces out of a Demko. Yeah.
I don't know what that conversion rate is.
Well, you know what? We'll figure it out at a later date. But I like them. You should buy all of them.
I mean, you could. You could. They're reasonably priced, but yeah.
I was gonna make fun of that idea a little bit, but to be honest, they're all different enough from each other that that's not actually the worst way to go about doing it.
Nope. I'm a
The-
salesman. I know what I'm doing.
The only downside is that it's all D2, so if you're looking for different experiences and different steels, that's not it. But
If you're looking for a different experience, go to Thailand, Joe.
But if you're looking for
Thanks.
a similar experience that slightly varies item to item, you could use this one because then you'll get some blade geometry options on the same heat treatment, and that'll actually open a lot of sons of bitches' eyes to, hey, blade geometry probably matters just as much as heat treatment and steel option.
Yeah.
Huh. Actually, I like that idea, Ben. Ben wants us to do an episode where we just talk about airplane carry.
Yeah.
I don't hate that idea. When we have nothing else to talk about, sir, we will readdress that.
You know what? I'll make a note of that.
Yeah.
I've already forgot.
That's why I'm writing it down.
That's why we have a Ben, so he can remind us.
Well, it's easy enough to do off the cuff, I think. It just keep the options somewhat limited because I know between the bunch of us, we have a bunch of different options.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go
You
measure
bet.
all my knives.
You keep it as tightly on the cuff as you possibly can.
It's just a little lanyard.
Both feet firmly on the cuff, I tell you.
I just don't know what any of that means. I'm gonna be honest.
Don't worry about it. Lanyard bead's got 2 feet. That's all you need to know.
Lanyard bead. It's an interesting name for the device that went through my brain.
Oh, okay.
The last roll, thanks for joining us. A little late, but yeah, one kind of steel. D2 across the board, 58 to 60, kind of budgety, but when you looked at big choppy fixed blades that are this big, not this big, that big on the screens. But yeah, it's actually not a bad price point. So
The last Ron. Have you told the other Rons? Are they aware?
Well, they're not around anymore. He's the last one, you see.
Ah, there can be only Ron.
Yeah. Awful. Yeah.
So good times.
I've
Good
come up
times.
with his next online persona. It's perfect.
Don't worry about it.
You're welcome. That one's free.
Don't take it.
I don't think I have a funny rating for you guys. I'm drawing a hell of a blank.
No, I don't have anything funny this week. Yeah, no.
Goodbye, folks.
And shut it down.
Yeah.
Just fade to black.
I mean, I do have one other thing to talk about, but you know.
Yes.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
of course.
I also have a thing that Joe apparently already knows about, but
Oh, I see. I see.
Mhm.
We can talk about your thing because apparently you guys are in the loop of your things.
don't be talking about us looping our things.
We're
That's,
gonna what we loop on our off hours is none of anyone's
for-
business actually.
I forget the name of it, but there's a type of monkey primate that when they sleep together, they'll like cuddle up in a tree branch together, and they intertwine their tails for stability.
Oh my god, that's adorable.
They're like this big, dude.
Are they
They're
spider-
the cutest little
Are they like pygmy or spider monkeys or
something. Yeah,
So
That's
when
adorable.
goddamn adorable.
when you dip, he dips, we dip. Is that what you're
Exactly.
saying? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay. That's
you've
what I
got a
thought you were
flail
saying.
of monkey. Whenever you need one.
The old monkey flail.
Yeah.
I thought that was something else, but it's
Now you are in the know. Does your
so.
flail scream?
What's your thing?
Hey Joe.
Yeah,
You
I
got
have
that
to-
gun in your hand?
I have to go into a thing and then copy a link and then how did you send it to me?
Oh, I haven't sent it yet.
Well,
I thought you knew
Well,
about it, so
You're
it's just
talking
on
about
their
things and
website.
you're not even prepared yet for the thing.
Well, no, it's just we talked about it, and he was like, "Yeah, I know about that thing."
and I do know about that thing. I just don't know for sure if I'm gonna follow the right link.
I am sending it
What the hell? I followed the link
momentarily.
that I thought I had, and it just crashes. That's incredible.
I don't think I.
Bam. There we go.
trust
You
the
have been
source of
lunked
where this is
in
coming
the
from,
new Pokey
but-
Factor.
Oh, you lunked me, did you?
You've been lunked.
Oh God, no. You know what? I'm not gonna lunk.
You're not. You
No.
better not. Do us
It's
all a favor.
lunkening.
Oh,
God, I hope not.
what the hell?
To drive by lunketing, if anything.
Uh,
Now you know. And you know what
I
that
have
means,
a big
Joe?
ass cube.
So I click on it to see it, and it says, "Sorry, this page isn't available."
Oh, really? Did they sneak peek something they weren't supposed to?
No, I don't think so because that thing is common knowledge. It is publicly available. Let's see if this works.
Yeah, but it was.
Yeah, it worked.
Wasn't CRKT making one?
No, there was no.
Are you sure? Why was CRKT talking
Crossing
about it?
blade.
So this isn't made by CRKT.
Oh, knife nerdery. I apologize.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
So you're aware of the Marble's safety knife, where the blade closes into a handle that extends to accept a longer blade than what should normally fit in that handle. Well, what if you took that concept and decided, no, we're going to do the batshit version of this, and you have the blade unfold into two sections? Yeah.
So he's talking about it right now, where he's like, when I first saw this, the 8-year-old part of my brain that wanted like a sci-fi, something just straight out of a movie, tickled me. And then he talked to the maker about how he came up with the design, and that's why he came up with the design, was because he wanted something for his 8-year-old brain.
Yep. Been following this guy on Blade forums since he started this project back when it was all 3D printed components. Super wild stuff.
It's silly. And it's just Edge. Like, you can't.
So there's not a good image here. I don't know I'm going to be able to find it unless I go to Blade forums and actually download some images. So I'm going to see if I can do that.
We don't have to get that deep into it. I just thought
No,
that
but I just
we
want
should know
Yeah, for sure.
that this exists. And I don't think. Did you know about this thing, Dennis?
I don't think I knew about this thing. This thing's fucked up.
Yeah, in the best way possible.
It's all kinds of fucked up. Okay, I can't find it in my bookmarks right now, but suffice to say, what I was going to show was the way that this blade actually intersects in the midsection. I don't have any good way to illustrate this, but the blades come together and then dip down, but they're sharpened all the way along, so you will still get a relatively consistent cut if you were to try and slice something.
Yes.
not thinking about the bracing along the spine of the knife that allows it to have that long edge. Again, this is just a proof of concept. This is just something cool. It's finicky, it's nifty, but it's definitely not meant to be a actual solution to a problem.
But imagine if it was a lightsaber, Joe.
It's already carbon steel razor blades.
Yeah.
If you want a deeper dive on this, drawing a blank on his name. Chip. Damn it. That's how I look him up on Instagram. I just type in Chip.
Sam Hill _1911.
Well,
Joseph Varner.
That's the guy. That is the guy himself. And if I go there, page is not available, so that's cool. Yeah.
Dick Richards asking, it comes pre-broken? Yes. Yes, it does.
Obviously.
It comes already broken in half.
For your convenience.
They've done the work for you, so you don't have to.
You're welcome.
I mean, you could buy just a new
so the guy's name is
break it. No, I'm just kidding.
Wilfred Valtakis II. This is the dude's name, but Chipped Metal is the guy's handle. And he has a video talking
He's
about
a second? That's just called Junior. Get off your high horse.
Yeah, you can't really get into the numbers until you're at least a third.
Yeah, seriously.
I don't know. Have you seen this guy's collection? Let's just take a look at this guy's collection for half a second. He's got some sexy stuff. But, I don't know if it's going to let me... Oh, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it would stop me. Damn it. Okay, well...
Those are good-looking tacos.
He's got some fancy stuff, but there's nothing in there that
the guy
doesn't laugh at.
Well... The guy's got some top-tier engraving skills, and that's largely how he's involved with the knife community, is by modifying things like the Tide Lock from...
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, he's got a couple of old Rolocks. He's got like all kinds of finicky stuff.
Does he modify the Rolock to be an auto?
No, he try. I don't think he modifies all of his stuff. I think he just does a lot of engraving.
Come back to me when you figure out how to make a Rolock an auto.
I mean, no, just don't do it.
I want to see the outtakes.
Did he take it down? I could have sworn recently he had a video up on it, but I think he may have taken it down for some reason. That's unfortunate because that was an excellent video. Huh.
He wasn't ready. The world wasn't ready.
Oh, no, it's because the thumbnail was all weird.
I don't know, but he's got a follow out of me for that, so.
Yeah. So he's got a custom version of the marble safety knife here, Dennis, you might want to see. It's very Bowie looking. It's kind of cool. Custom Damascus components, stag handles. But yeah, he goes into a deep dive over it. Can I fast forward this? I don't think I can. On the app you can, but not on...
I don't know why,
PC.
but I thought you were going to break into song. And Can I Borrow a Feeling from Millhouse's Father?
Oh, no.
It was a
that is a niche reference,
1 in a million. Yeah.
Maybe 100 million, dude. I'm not that big of a fan of The Simpsons. Nothing wrong with it, but I'm not big enough of a fan to have memorized that.
Well,
yeah,
maybe next time you can borrow a feeling.
I'll just borrow a feeling, will you?
Just want to hear the click-clack.
Just takes that concept and stands it on its head. And has the actual blade fold down.
I might
apologize
take a couple
if this
deposits.
Is loud. You guys probably won't be able to hear it, but just for those watching, I'm going to try and time this here.
Slightly over.
Problem is, he takes so long to actually open it up. Well, now we've sunk too much time into this.
What have we done, though?
There we go.
So,
is he gonna open
and
it eventually?
then, if you do a very natural movement like that, the blade opens up, and then
there. I just wanted the audio to be there because it is pretty substantial. the ka-chunk as it clicks into place. It's pretty nice. But yeah, go check out Chip Metal. He's got this excellent video on Instagram about it. It's fantastic. If
Interesting.
CRKT came out with something like this, it would be damn near as expensive as the custom.
So
I'd rather just
for
buy
the
the custom.
record, I thought that's what the announcement was that they were making this, and I was like, God damn, their Provoke has really taken off, huh?
Oh no, it's not the same dude. That'd be very funny.
I knew it wasn't the same dude. Just they're out there looking for new converting knives.
Yeah,
Just anything.
Anything that
weirdness.
Anything that's a transformer. Yeah.
Too funny.
Any port in the weird storm. So
that's one weird storm.
Yeah. Storms are brewing.
Some cyberpunk shit. Yeah, exactly. It's very much like the kind of the mantis blades, that sort of shit.
That's what I'm into it, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. If they can find a way to put the mechanism into like the spine of the knife and have it hidden away such that when you're cutting through something, it's not just going to bind up into some sort of bracing material, I think they'd have something on their hands that would be very viable. But the problem is machining stuff like that is you're putting it into near custom territory for just the machine work anyway.
Take a APOC Wallace Bowie and hollow out the spine of it. Put all the mechanism on the inside.
Yes, of course.
Get mechanismed.
Why didn't I think of that? There's your Simpsons reference.
Yeah.
You know, Hank
Why didn't you think of that, Joe? Why didn't you?
Because I'm busy thinking of other stuff. Don't worry about it.
I'm over here thinking about things and stuff. So there. Take that. And one of these.
Can I quote Forrest Gump? Stupid as the stupid does. It is pretty stupid, but I mean, I enjoy it.
I got one more for you before we run away.
Sure.
Or we can save it till, well, we got 2 weeks down the road.
Well, yeah.
Well, let's do it, and then we can.
Let me close out all these other
We'll
photos.
give them a few extra minutes of us because we're not going to be here. Because Easter and stuff.
All right, gentlemen. All right. I mean, I sent you a couple emails, but also you could just go to a website called Ferra Monster.
How would I spell that?
FERRA. And then monster, like the first one you've ever had.
The first.
Don't worry about it.
Do you remember your first, Joe?
You know, I don't.
Yeah.
So I was telling you, Joe, earlier this week that I found my new Kunwu.
Ah, right. This is that, hey?
This is my new Kunwu. This knife in particular that you see on your home screen, not necessarily my new Kunwu, but this one I want to say is called the Glideman M390 Titanium. I've sent you a couple pictures of this one in particular.
Was that in Sunday Topic 1?
The Topic 1 was this one, and then another one that they're kind of already on the market for.
Yeah, I'll throw both of those up.
I want you to know
that looks
Joe.
that reminds me of a Rask. Anyway.
And a Shiro mixed into one.
Yeah, a little bit. Little harpoony. Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Huh.
I'm into that. I like that.
M390 titaniums. Pretty reasonable price.
And you get a boomerang out of the deal, too.
Yep.
Or a fancy mustache.
I mean, it can be two things.
Yeah.
Why shouldn't
That's fair. John Witwicky fucking absolutely owned you in chat, Joe.
Doesn't even remember the first one today. I mean, I do, unfortunately. It wasn't that long ago.
Wait, are you on your second one already?
Mm-hmm.
When we sat down and started talking, you were on your first.
Yes.
You're like a chain smoker, but for energy drinks. That's amazing.
It's not great. It's not great.
So yes, there is a couple of their models. Now in the part 2.
Yes.
Shit's gonna give me
The
stomach
first
cancer.
picture is of this, I believe it's a Glideman. And Joe, you can appreciate they just came out with a budget version of the Glideman.
We are being asked if that is a Kunwu, and the answer is no. That is a
No.
different company. That is the new Chinese OEM.
When Dennis says
that
it's
is
his
found
new
that is super.
Kunwu, he means it's his new Kunwu the company.
It's the new company that has grabbed my eye that no one really knows exists yet. And I'm like, hey, have you heard of this company? Because they're pretty kind of fancy and they got my attention.
Their
So it's my
budget,
new Can Lose.
their
I mean,
budget,
it was QSP 6 years ago, but yeah.
their budget stuff is liner locks with wire clips and 154 cm. I am immediately interested.
Like I said, they came out with a budget version, and yes, of
Yeah.
the China varieties,
They
but
did.
I'm okay with that in the year of 2025 because
Yep.
China puts out some banging stuff. So,
Yep.
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
the next knife is their new announcement in the part 2.
I see.
And their new product announcement is my new Django.
The Spectrum, you say.
It's a Spectrum.
He's finally.
I'm
It's a
dying.
budget.
How do I
It's fine.
phrase this? How do I phrase this? He's taking ownership of his Spectrum. There we go.
Yeah. It's I'll be diagnosed. It's fine. So
Okay, but if they come out with a model called the Diagnosis,
it's
come on.
a little on the nose.
So,
Yeah.
also Monterey Old Bay for the record.
Yeah, I was gonna say you
Very
have
much
a
so.
few knives that remind me of this knife. Why am I not shocked you're interested in this knife? Very cool.
So in 4 flavors.
This
Yeah.
is a very nice knife, but I think that other one you showed us first is nicer.
The
Really?
Glideman, whatever. It just looks like a Ferrum Forge. Come on.
I'm not as
And those
interested in
two
the-
guys should sue each other.
I'm not as interested in the Glideman, but what is this one that looks like a Shiro Rask conglomeration?
That's the one I thought he was talking about originally. Was the Shiro Rask with the starburst, like my Gamo.
I want to say that one is called the Vulcan.
I'm into it. I like its
No,
crazy
it's
mustache.
called the Aurora Rays.
Okay.
The Aurora Borealis.
Yeah, they do some
like-
boring.
I like that a lot. I even like the black on black with the bronzies. Uh-oh. 60 to 62. What are they? M390. Wow, they're not fucking around.
And on their website, 266 US for that particular knife you're looking at.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Ooh,
Is your
that
only
urban,
pay option PayPal?
dude, that urban grip though.
That's
Oh,
the new
Paul.
front flipper.
Paul, it's a front flipper.
It's an isotope.
Oh, Paul. Oh, look at the inlays. Oh, look at the inlays on both sides of the knife because they did it. They did both
Because they
sides.
care.
Holy shit.
I'm into it. I'm into it.
Yes.
I'm here for it.
That's cool.
So Monster,
Yeah.
take that, world.
That's quite the reveal.
And urban grips. Yeah, these urban grips are nice, dude. They remind me a lot of your isotope.
Yeah. I should get
But
isotope
I'm on the
back.
spectrum, you see. So
Well. There's that.
my mother never had me diagnosed. But okay, so the other thing on this one too is if you actually go to their website and not just my screenshot. First of
Yeah.
all, ambidextrous clips that are milled, double screwed.
I was gonna
Clips.
say, yeah, first off, lefty friendly, obviously, if you're into it.
But if you actually go on the black titanium one, that one has like some sort of weird gray, bronzy something. The black coating on that blade's not actually a black coating. It's something else. You can tell in the pictures. It's like a weird matte gray or a weird
they-
almost browny.
You know what? They call it a black DLC. I wonder if that's mirror polished.
On which knife are we looking at now?
The black spectrum.
Oh, dude. Yeah, no, I think that's just a ridiculous polish. Because if you look at this photo here, oh, I think that's just a goofy polish, dude.
I don't know.
Huh.
But the black coating's not like a normal black coating. There's something reflective. There's something
I think
bronzy,
it's,
browny, coyote, something matte.
dude, I'm pretty certain that's just like a hyper reflective finish. Because if you look at this catalog image here, with all the words and nonsense, the flat looks pretty bright. And it might be that there is some sort of off coloring to it. It might be kind of brassy bronze, but I think it's also really reflective.
But
Also,
this
is
is such a
this
new
hollow
model.
ground?
I believe so.
Looks like it.
It doesn't say anywhere on the page, but man. Oh, that's cool. Damn it. I wish it wasn't a crossbar lock. I'm sure it's fine, but man, I just...
They have better Omega springs, so it'll be fine.
Well, that's a given.
Um,
I'm not salty.
and it's ball bearing too to go along with that.
Yeah. I can see
Access
why you're
lock.
interested in this. The profile is just slick.
3.3-inch blade.
Yeah.
In.
So
I'm
the
into
one thing with these guys though is this was a new announcement to the point where you clicked on Spectrum earlier this week and there was no models available. Now those models are available on their website and all 4 models are already sold out.
Yeah, but that might just be because they've added the models, but they don't have the product yet, like we do with our stuff.
It was a coming soon. There might have been a pre-order.
Okay.
I don't know if there was a drop that was crazy town.
Fair.
I don't know the things behind the things. What I do know is I think I'm in. Like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna wait
So-
for some reviews to come out. I think that Glideman, there is some reviews. And I think that front flipper, I think there's a girl named Jade EDC or something like that. And I think she was promoting their stuff. So I don't know if
Okay.
she has a YouTube channel or not.
The Urban Grip and the Aurora
God.
Ray are both ones that I'm super into
Dude, that-
learning more about.
The blue looks fantastic.
On the Aurora
The
or
Urban
on
Grip.
the Urban Grip.
The Aurora also looks quite nice. I would take the Aurora in
The
any one
blue
of
does
those.
look really nice.
But the blue in particular, yeah, holy crap. That looks gorgeous.
And then we didn't dabble on it because it is kind of a boring model and it's kind of overdone. But the copper carbon fiber on the Spectrum is actually kind of a nice contrast with the rounding on the handle.
I
You can see
imagine
a lot of the copper shit going on.
I
Right?
imagine
So,
that's also got to be a very lightweight knife by comparison too, right? Given that it's
with all
switching.
carbon fiber.
It says it's a 2.95 ounce knife for that guy. The titanium here is a 3.62, so okay, you do lose a little bit of weight.
lose an ounce, not quite 3/4 of an ounce.
Yeah, I wonder if because of the pocket
all
clip
up in
screws,
smoke.
it's just full steel liners on this guy.
And you got to have some sort of probably steel liner, some sort of housing for the access lock,
Yeah,
right?
there's-
So-
At least that for sure. I just wonder how far and how hey Paul, how far and how deep
Yeah.
those liners go.
All the way, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
to the
Right
hill.
to that knife
To
cervix.
the hill.
One word
Thank
to
you.
say, to the
Yes,
hill.
you got it out of your mouth faster than I could. There you go.
Eh,
13, yeah, well,
13:24.
if it was a speed contest,
Years of practice.
It's always a speed contest.
Oh, shouldn't be. It's just gonna make me sad now.
Gentlemen, Pharaoh Monster, there you go. You're welcome. I'll
Yeah.
find them.
What the
I'll
hell?
buy them. I'll make you all jealous. It's fine.
Should.
Oh, dude, if these come up, that Urban Grip or the Aurora, both of those might be something, especially as we learn more about this company.
That Urban Grip is like Endura sized. Like that's,
actually?
That's fucking awesome. 3.67 inch blade. That's about the same
Oh,
as an
Jesus.
Endura.
Okay.
At least for cutting edge, right? So it's not far off.
What about the Rays?
I'll check that one in a second here, but
3.46. Okay, that's more my speed.
3.5-inch blade, yeah.
yeah. So yeah.
I'm
You're
into it,
welcome.
though.
You're welcome, gentlemen. I'm
So-
trying to stab myself with a kukri.
So about
Yeah.
the Aurora then is going to be about this size. So competitor directly, almost, sort of, not really.
For the record,
Well-
I didn't stab myself with a kukri.
Good. That's
When was the
for
last
best.
time either one of you spoke to Ed? We're being asked in chat. 357. Stannis, 357.
I want to say I saw him a couple weeks ago, but
It has been a couple weeks since I've chatted with the man. Yeah,
Yep.
I hope he's doing well. But
Same.
if we touch base, we'll give a heads up in the chat for sure.
That's it.
yeah. And hey, Ed, feel free to drop us a comment on the video when you're if you happen to see this.
Yeah.
Below in the comments, tag as needed. So
Yeah.
Damn right. Get that engagement up.
I mean,
Had a
he does
mouthful,
his
Paul.
part.
No,
That
He
was
does his part.
like
That was purely for
was
the lulls. I'm
this
sorry.
this close. I want you to see this close to a spit take all over my fucking laptop.
Yeah.
God
Good.
damn, dude.
I mean, it's not like you killed Cedric and Ada, but still, like,
Oh, fuck.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Look,
We need to
guys.
leave.
Yeah,
It's 9:20 and I need to get out of here.
We're past
Yeah.
due for sure. All right, gentlemen, thanks for joining us. I hope you like that as a closing note. Something a little fun to end off with.
Fucking A, man. I'm into it.
100%.
So yeah, thanks for the Cutting Edge Cutlery Co. for bringing in some badass APOC stuff at a very reasonable price. Go get one, go chop with it. It'll be a good time. Spring season, camping season's coming, boys. Yeah. Thanks, Cutting
Yeah.
Edge.
Also, thanks to them fellas on the gram that keep liking and subscribing and following, even sometimes when it's the same guy over and over again.
I
Yep.
mean,
Always appreciated.
keep on shooting him down. He keeps on coming right back, Paul. I mean, you're used to that now.
He's
Well, I
used
want you to know that our friends, Folding Knife Peeps, liked our superhero photos. So
Yep.
there's that.
Well, you know,
That happened recently.
Excellent.
I'm glad someone likes us. So.
Yeah.
Thank you also to Patreon, past, present, future. Thank you to everyone who's contributed. We really do appreciate it. We sent out a thank you a while back. We probably will send a thank out. We'll send a thank out again.
I think we did a thank out last time. We could do a thank out again.
We just won't tell you when.
That's why it's a thank
Never.
out, like a fake out. Thank out. We'll make it work.
Okay.
You keep trying.
Yeah.
Stop trying to make fetch happen, Joe.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. I believe a couple weeks off here. We got the Easters coming up. So I think
Yes.
the Easters, we are taking a break here next week. And then the week after is the comic book convention here in town for Calgary, Alberta's. Come say hi if you swing by the booth. But chances are we will not be in action that Sunday either because it's crazy town and we're all exhausted.
We'll
So,
still be
yeah.
packing by that point, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I'm packing something, that's for sure.
Wow.
So sounds like we'll see you boys in May. It's from the sounds of things.
Something like that.
Indeed.
It's been a good time. Been a good April.
Maybe.
It's been an okay April.
Maybe.
It's been an April. Yeah.
It
No,
has been April.
Paul, maybe next. It's
Yeah. Maybe next time.
Paul's ready for
Cool,
bed.
cool, boys.
I'm nappy.
Thanks for joining us. We will see you here again in a couple weeks. Always appreciate it. Signing off with kukri in my hand. Apparently, it's the thing to do. It's I am who I am. I'm Dennis Pipers.
I am there and Joe.
And I'm exile.ca.
See you in a couple weeks. Bye-bye.
Toodaloo.
There's spots in this etching that are actually like pitted in to the blade itself. It's been so long.